call the November 8th, 2022 Morrow City Council to order. If you will stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by the Roman signs, and please keep Ms. J. Neal standing in the prayers as she passes away. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
For liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated. Asked to amend the agenda coming out of the executive session for 2 items. Technically, it's going to be 3. So depending on how the first 2 go, depends on the third. Do I hear a motion to amend the agenda for items out of the executive session and then ultimately the end result?
Mr. Mayor, I'm barely be able to hear you.
Yes, ma'am. Do I hear a motion?
Could I try to log into the web app because this phone I'm not able to hear you.
All I'm doing is asking to amend the agenda reflecting the items that were discussed in the executive session. Item 1, 2, and 3.
Item 1, 2, 3. What executive meeting are you referring to?
The one we just came out of.
So what in 1, what in 2, what in 3? I was in the meeting and I wasn't being confirmed what in 1, 2, or 3.
Decision 1, as discussed. Decision 2, as discussed. Assuming both of those pass, that creates item 3. Do I hear a motion to approve?
But I wasn't being clarified what was 1 and what was 2 and what was 3. So how is that possible for me to support the vote?
She's on the phone, right? So I can't recall.
Hello?
What's it?
See the record on her cell phone.
I know that's my phone. I can't call it. But let's do this. Just bear with us just a little bit, Ms. Tran. Do I hear a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Motion properly seconded. All those in favor say aye. Ms. Tran?
Aye.
Ms. Tran? Or Mr. Wong?
Aye.
Ms. Dean?
Aye.
Ms. Tran?
What are you calling the vote for?
I'm just trying to add it to the agenda, man. We'll get it figured out. Just let's get it in play first.
Oh, okay. So, yeah.
Okay. Motion carries. All right. Approval of the October 25th regular meeting minutes and the October 25th work session minutes. You've had this before. You discussed it in the work session. Do I hear a motion to approve?
Mr. Mayor, could you please open the discussion?
Let's see if I can get a motion to approve first.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I am having a difficult time hearing you as well as everybody else. Yeah.
Do I hear a motion to approve? Do I hear a second?
Second.
Motion properly seconded. Do you have a discussion item, Ms. Tran? And then which set of minutes do you have a discussion for?
Yes. I sent the city manager, city clerk, and the entire council the note on the minute draft for all the meetings on October the 25th, and I have several concerns. The first one was that there were 2 major discussions happened during the work session on the meeting on October 25th. That was the tourist center project, and the second thing was finance committee. So both of that discussion will last as long as just other. If not, we'll say the Morrow Tourist Center discussion lasted 28 minutes versus the Finance Committee lasted 8 minutes less than the other. But the recording of the discussion was very, it doesn't reflect what the discussion involved. The one that lasts longer being recorded by few sentences. The one lasted longer, less time, were recorded by almost a page.
You're asking for the
Well, in
reasons.
the detail, so the work session minutes about the tourist center. So, Mr. Sanchez was asked if he were aware of the parking limitation of the building, and he responded that he aware of it. This is not recorded in the meeting minute. And then second thing was about the work session meeting minutes in reviewing of the meeting agenda item 3 for Finance Committee. So the day was, in the meeting minutes, it had recorded a day of Thursday, October 20th. This was the day that the open records were made. But that day was not brought up to the meeting participants at the time of the discussion, but it is recorded in the meeting minutes. And why this is important? Because open records is a time-sensitive request. So without having that, participants don't have the full comprehension of the time sensitive, and since it's never been brought up and clarified to the meeting participants, now it's recorded in the meeting minutes, so we're recording something that never exists. That's my second concern. The third concern about this is that during the discussion, Council Tran did clarify that the Finance Committee did not have any meeting nor getting the direction from the Council to, there was no investigation, and the fact requests were not recorded in the meeting minutes either. Council Tran also stated the request of having the record of general entry, cash register, and for the standing budget, governance budget, and the role of the council is to set up the budget and governance. Council Tran also raised the concern of spending above 25,000. She also stated that she asked for the report of spending over 25,000 couple of times, but she did not get a report. And none of those information from the discussion being recorded in the meeting minutes either. And the next one was the section to where the draft has a double code, which is in writing. It is a recording of verbally of the statement. When Council Tran say, I have responded to the question with the full explanation. And the recording is just of the meeting minutes, just cut a portion of that answer off and just say, instead of say responded to the question. So first of all, for all of that is for related to accuracy and what is the practice of what that we have in recording the meeting minutes, because for two things that happen in the same night, one lasts longer, the vital information, that the clarification of the parking of the building of tourist center is also protects the city of liabilities later on, as if any investor come in, they're aware of the existing condition is not recorded in the meeting minutes. Meanwhile, the other discussion that lasted less time than the first one, but having like a full page of recording. So I would suggest the council to make the adjustments on the meeting minutes for the work section on October 25th. So that's my concern, and I would like to hear from my council members.
Mr. Chairman, as we've stated many times, that the city does not do verbatim minutes. There is not the support, and there is not recommendation from legal counsel to do so, for many reasons. The second section, which has a lot more specificity, is related to an open records request. We also had that in item 2 of a work session. You were not on at that particular point, but it does bring, a valuable request forward. Since our discussion last time, the reason that is written so specifically is we requested as to whether you had in your possession, documents that were related to this open records request. You were less than clear. You would not answer the question yes or no. In that time period over the last 2 weeks, we have met with legal counsel. Legal counsel has informed us of the information that we have is protected under attorney-client privilege. However, the individual that sent that information and created that information is available to the public. And that information came from you. So now we have a confirmation from legal counsel that the information that you have in your possession is publicly available information. And we are requesting that you make that information available to the city.
Oh, well, thank you for that information. I wasn't able to log into the web as I was waiting for the host to let me in until it's about a little bit after 7 o'clock. So I missed that discussion. And thank you for keeping me up to date what was discussed during the work session regarding to this matter. And like I have made this statement numbers of times before, there wasn't any investigation, and you also stated that if I generate any report, I'm going to get a clear answer the final time, and hopefully we can get over with this. Because there wasn't any action by the finance committee, or at least at my end as the committee at all, and there wasn't the committee never meet, so there are really no document about that. There was regarding the sanitation, the city was trying to calculate on the amount that the city paid out of the contract term to the contractor, and the city manager at that time was still erratic. Came to me and asked for my input of my knowledge of sanitation and the software, as I have the position before, and I was giving her as much information, give the city as much information that I require. I remember about that. No document is generated by myself regarding to that. The city employee generated all those information, and they should have it in their record.
I can only be so clear, Ms. Tran. The city attorney stated that you met with her, you provided her the information. Once that information was provided, she cannot release that part. But the information you have and you presented to her on that day is a public record. All we're asking
Well,
for
then
is
she
a
has
copy.
that record, and let me.
I know she has the record. She can't release the record. You have the copy that can be released.
Okay, help me to understand this, okay? So, the open record request were made on, what day was that? Wait a second.
We have timestamps. Don't we?
On October the
We
20th.
wouldn't know the date, right?
Why was that the custodian never raised the question to me, but instead the council cornered me in an open meeting asking about the information? Does that make any sense? And also,
Well, let's answer that
the
question
city
first, Ms.
attorney,
Is
when
if-
I talked with
when you-
her,
if
she
you
asked
create
me
a
if I
document,
have any information regarding to that.
That's
So I
not
got
cornering
her.
you, that's saying you have it. It's just that simple.
I got her the piece of information that I have. Whether that piece of information will finalize the end result or not, that I'm not quite sure. Because again, like I said, the work was done by the staff, and I have some of the information to look at. And when she asked me if I have that information will show it to her. But
Just stop there,
I'm
just
not
stop
gonna,
there.
nobody ever
Produce that information for us.
or
and we'll
saying
be happy.
that if that was the finalized information or not.
I don't know if it's finalized or not, we don't have to finalize it. All we have to do is
Mr.
make
Mayor,
available what we
please let
have.
me finish what I'm saying, Mr. Mayor. So the city should have the finalized information because I never communicate with the contract or make any determination. And speaking about that, let me check to see if the council will share that information as well, because very much most of the information I received was being shared among the council. So to recap about this, the city attorney also has the information that I have.
I'm aware the city
staff
attorney
has
has.
the
She can't
finalized
release it.
information regarding sanitation. And when the open request comes to the city, if any related parties in that, the custodian should have reached out to every party to ask for that information. Not the council, we ask about that information in front of open public. Is this the practice that we are going to do? Are we going to continue to have, if any open record request comes in, we're going to discuss as the council discussing about the open record request in the council meeting?
It generally doesn't go there. In this particular case, it did for a lot of different reasons. The city of Morrow has this record. The city of Morrow needs to produce this record. The city attorney received this record from you. We believe it is on your computer, which is a city computer. We are respectfully requesting that you produce it as required by law.
Well, I'm not producing anything, but the staff has that information. What I received the information from the staff. Why the information is not provided by the staff?
I'm going to
When
stop
the
the
request
discussion
comes in.
here for the protection
And the
of
staff
the
has the
law.
full understanding or acknowledge whether the information is fulfilled or not. It's completed or not. The completeness of the information. The staff should have
understand, Ms. Tran.
and the staff shared some information with me. Why is that the request come to me instead of counting on me instead of counting on the staff? That actually got the work done and have the full understanding of the completeness of the information.
We're going to stop that conversation. And on the first part, as to the amendment of the meeting, I'm going to move out of order. The city council has had the regular minutes and the work session minutes. Do I hear a motion to approve?
Mr. Mayor, I would like to make
Do I hear a second?
several amendments. Oh, I'm sorry.
Ms. Tran, you are out of order. I hear a motion and I hear it properly seconded. All those in favor say aye. Ms. Smith?
Aye.
Ms. Dean?
Aye.
Mr. Clark? Abstain? Ms. Tran?
I'm going to make few amendment motion here. The first amendment motion is to remove the open record request date from the meeting.
You're out of order.
Work session, because it's never happened.
You're out of order, Ms. Tran.
Mr. Mayor, it's point of order.
You're out of order. You
I
can
make
vote.
I
You
make
cannot
the
vote.
amendment motion.
Or you can.
After the two motion to move the item. And I make the amendment motion before the vote being counted. You
You're
were
out of order,
calling
Ms.
for,
Tran. You're out of order.
you were calling for, the motion. The vote have not started yet.
I'm still going to call you out of order.
Point of order, Mr. Mayor.
Whether it's a point of order or you're out of order, you're still out of order.
Point of order, Mr. Mayor. The floor is still open in my favor. Because the vote have not happened yet.
I think we're pretty close to getting one. If you will just simply say yes or no, or none of the above.
Mr. Mayor, we are talking on the phone, and as I stated at the
You're
very
in an open
beginning,
council
I
meeting.
would
We're not on the
prefer to have this connection by web app so I can hear everybody better and clearer. I already raised that concern that I am not able to hear everyone. This is not right. When your board member cannot hear due to the communication and you try to move on, it's not that I'm there and I just ignore what happened. Way before you call for the right after I'm afraid that the amendment motion is not being missed due to the lack of communication. I already say that I am going to make a few amendment motions. So is this unintentionally to happen? So I cannot make amendment motion?
I think we've been very kind, Ms. Tran.
I appreciate the kindness. I am following the law.
Robert's Rules of Order
I'm following the rules.
is
As the,
designed to
been hearing at
continue
my
conversations in a
end,
polite manner.
I am trying to make an amendment motion, and it happened after the second motion was made and before the vote is counted.
You
And
leave
I
me in a tough
also
spot, Ms.
raised that
Tran.
concern way before you were calling for the the first and the second motion to open the floor to vote. So you already knew that I was making an amendment motion because you asked me to wait.
Because
And
we
I
have an
waited, and
audience,
now you're saying that
I'm gonna
I'm not able to make an amendment
facilitate
motion?
something that normally I wouldn't do. I'm just gonna hear her out, just so that we can get through this as quickly as possible, and we'll apologize for the inconvenience. I will remind Ms. Tran that some type of decorum, does hold up at some point. Do you have a motion that you would like to make, Ms. Tran?
Yes, sir, and I appreciate that. I am going to make few amendment motions here. The first one is I'm making an amendment motion to remove the open record date out of the meeting minutes for the work session for the meeting on October 25th, because that information never provided to the participants.
Do I hear a second? Hearing that motion fails. Do you have another motion, Ms. Tran?
Thank you. The second amendment motion I'm going to make is that I am going to make an amendment motion to add the following verbatim language.
You're out of order, Ms. Tran.
Section.
We have already decided that verbatim minutes are not going to be something this council will hear. There will not be a vote on that subject matter. Do you have another motion?
Sir, I am calling for an amendment motion.
You can't call for the motion, Ms. Tran. You're out of order on this subject.
I'm calling for my amendment motion. It will be up to the council to vote yes or no to support it or not. But at the time I am forming my amendment motion, that is my choice, how I am going to call the amendment motion. I appreciate the input though. So my second amendment motion is to add the following verbatim language into the work session meeting minutes for the meeting on October 28th. That Council Chan stated that the Finance Committee did not have any meeting or get in the direction from the council. There wasn't any investigation. She also stated that the request of having records of general entry, general ledger, cash register, information for spending for budget governance purpose. And she also raised the concern of the spending of both 25,000 and stated that she asked for a report of that 25,000, both 25,000 spending several times, but did not get a report.
Do I hear a second? Hearing none, motion's out of order, motion passed. Do you have another motion?
Yes, this would be the last one. I'm making the third amendment motion to correct the code of verbally statement being put in double quote in the meeting minute draft of the meeting on October 25th, that Council Chen's answer was, I have already responded to the question with the full explanation, instead of I have already responded to the question.
Do I hear a second? Hearing none, motion fails. Going back to the original motion, are you done in this training?
I'm done, thank you.
Thank goodness.
And I believe we already had a vote, we were just waiting on yours.
The vote to approve the agenda and the work session meeting minutes?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Okay, and my vote is going to be no because the comments following with my no vote is that the meeting minutes did not incorrectly reflect what actually happened in the meeting.
Abstains? Motion carries. Turnkey Solutions Awards and Presentations. Let's get on to a lighter note.
My goodness.
Good evening, Mayor, Council.
Evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Donna Franklin. I am the President and CEO of Turnkey Solutions. My company has been in business 20 years. We had our 20th anniversary this past June. And in those 20 years, we've worked primarily with state and local governments and utilities. And as part of our celebration, because what we do is we work with state and local governments to assist them in giving their citizens a better experience. So we work on all different levels as a consultancy. We offer services, we offer products for them. So what we thought would be apropos is for our 20th anniversary, we wanted to find the leaders and employees in municipalities that offered or who had a heart for the citizens, that truly went out of their way to make sure that the citizens of their municipality had the experience that they deserve. And that is very difficult because you're juggling budgets and there's so many things that are going on. So we asked for municipalities around the Atlanta area, because we're an Atlanta-based company, to send in nominations for the person within their municipality that they thought best exemplified citizen leadership, citizen experience leadership. So we have a candidate, and I'm not going to say the person's name right now, but I'm going to share some of the comments that were made, and then, we'll see if you all can guess what I'm talking about. All right? So, this is the nomination. This person is a model of what a public servant should be. I have no doubt that if he is cut, he would leave the city of Morrow. He served the city in a number of capacities, which I'm not going to name because otherwise you would know. During the person's tenure, the city has made progress by leaps and bounds, and most of its success lays with this person, but he would never take credit for these accomplishments. He humbly drives the area forward while always giving credit to others. This person is a true visionary who never sees a project as too difficult or undoable. He takes the impossible and looks at how he can make it happen. He's undeterred by criticism and negativity, and I believe his pure belief in the citizens of Morrow buoys his dogged determination. His service has not been without challenge. I'm not going to go into that. But the person was gone from the city for a while, and the city languished in mediocrity, backslid from aggressive development, selling properties and taking on debt just to keep the lights on. But now the person is back, and since his return, he immediately set to work rebuilding a team to fulfill his visions. In spite of COVID and substantial debt, with this person's leadership, the district was being revitalized. This area, previously known as Old Morrow, was the brainchild of Mayor Lample. He orchestrated the purchase of historically significant homes in Georgia, most in danger of destruction, and moved them to a patch of real estate he assembled by I-75. His dream was to create a downtown for a city that did not have one. Morrow was established in 1948 and never developed a proper downtown area. Mayor Lample always felt the citizens deserved one for gathering, recreation, and fellowship. This June, 3 of these historical homes were burned to the ground by a juvenile arsonist. This is the only time I've ever seen the mayor brought to tears. He quickly recovered and decided to drive on with new plans. Currently, we have 2 leases signed on remaining structures to give minority business owners an opportunity to start their restaurants. I believe y'all may have been talking about one earlier tonight. We also have secured 6 potential leases for the for the shops located in the district. This turnaround is nothing short of amazing and would be impossible if it weren't for the mayor's amazing optimism and intense belief in the city and its capabilities. Mayor Lample has also secured a HUD grant for the district for an amphitheater that will enhance the gathering place. We have held numerous city-sponsored events there that have drawn in over 5,000 residents per event. Mayor Lample is dedicated to his city and is a true champion for each and every citizen and business in it. I'm proud to nominate him. So, Mayor Lample, we would like to present to you the Citizen Experience Leadership Award. Happy birthday.
Yes.
It's all right to cry.
You need a tissue?
Well, I mean, the bigger thing is this isn't me, right? It's the city. And hold it together.
It's all right.
I'm older now.
Thank you.
I'll try to remind myself for later and come up with a response. I'm not sure who's responsible for that, but it's been a challenging day. So you saw me a little older on the marquee out there. That was the first one. And it's kind of continued. But,
I think you beat RJ on red cheeks.
oh, well, RJ holds it together better than I do. But when you get to this age, it falls apart. But thank you, truly, from the bottom of my heart. City of Morrow State Halloween and Day of the Dead volunteer recognition. So these have been terrible pictures.
Get the makeup out.
I tell you what we can do is we can do them individuals or we can.
Okay, so I will be calling the names, and this is the alphabetical order that he's going to be presenting them. I'm going to start with Clean State University. Yesenia Hernandez.
I want to make sure you get the right name, so it'll be important that you don't become somebody else for that.
Okay, Gabrielle Johnson. Janaya Davis. Morgan Scott. Lena Paris.
And we got a little gift card for you.
Yes, we were supposed to buy them lunch, but they were working so hard, they didn't even have time to eat, so here's lunch
And
on
we
the
have people
city
taking pictures
at
of
local
us.
businesses in Morrow, so
Thank
thank
you
you
very
guys.
Lena Paris. Lovely Womack. Kayla Miller. I'm gonna butcher this one. Ayomari Mayomi. Rick Johnston. Sarah Holgate. Amelia Richmond. Saturn Plaisir. Haba Pro. Whitney Cochran. Nija Emin. Caitlin Manning. Last name Harris. Jowica Harris.
This is a pretty big Clayton State team, isn't it?
Stephanie Garcia. Janaya Davis. Tamira Walton. April Wright. Chantrell Clayton.
I'd get a good lawyer.
Anaya Franklin.
Impressed by the number of volunteers that were out there, right?
Yes.
And the next group, they were a volunteer for Day of the Dead and Safe Halloween. We're going to start with Michelle Chavez Ramirez. Natalie Sanfield. Nicole Sanfield. Alison Gomez Cortez. Jorge Ramirez. Kalani Reese. Okay, then we're moving to our next group. Tina. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. How to pronounce your last name? No? Okay. Okay.
She was actually in the haunted house.
Yeah.
So.
Tommy Dan.
Yeah, he was in the haunted house too. He made a lot of little kids scared.
Katie Wynn. Kim Wynn. Han Wynn. Grace Dominguez. Kathy Chu. Ciao.
Ms. Baxter, we have something for you for your participation as well. So. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Thank you. Mr. Mayor.
Congratulations. That was a lot of hard work. Yes, thanks.
Thank you. Thank you to everyone that helped us out. Thank
Just in case there's a Tanasha sign.
You didn't participate?
Oh, we missed. Bring him up, Victor. I missed anybody. Come on up.
Holly Marchman.
Come on up. We'll get you in. We'll make certificate.
Yeah, that's right.
Here's another one,
Got it,
Victor.
the list.
Get your little speeding ticket.
We will get you certificates and we will figure out where they all are. Oh, no, let me just take a picture. We'll get it. Congratulations. And compliments.
Okay.
Excellent. For all of the Clayton State volunteers, what we'll do is we'll get a picture with the mayor and council. Because one of the things, I mean, I know it takes a minute to do that many, you know. Yes, please.
So right quick, these three people.
If we could have everyone's
Yeah,
attention
right
very
quick.
briefly.
These three individuals were excluded, and we apologize. We will get you recognized, but I want to call their names. Rayleigh Olivo, Ariana Brown, and Leandre Pace.
What we'll do is, you know, it's our floor, we own the house, so this will be easy enough. But if we can have that entire group come up, and we'll have the city council come around, we'll get you a big photograph. For those that we didn't get you one, we'll make it. For those that weren't here, we will make sure they get it. What's important to remember is this represents not only, you know, 40 or 50 volunteers, but literally hundreds of man hours you know, where they volunteered with the city of Morrow to be able to participate. And this is what we've asked for. We've asked for community support. There's our community. And when you look at 3,000, 4,000 people showing up to an event, that's a wonderful thing. So, but don't be shy.
Separate groups or everybody together?
We'll let them decide. We can take a separate to start with, so we get some pictures, and then we'll just add everybody together. But if the city council would come around, and don't be shy. Just I might be popular tonight, but most nights I'm not. So.
Awesome. All right, y'all look great.
Get everybody in.
Got this. Y'all do. Ready? 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, City Council.
Come on, don't be shy. Nobody here is shy. There are all kinds of things, but shy isn't one of them. No, you can stand in front. Well, the tall guy maybe not, but all the other ones are we're certainly capable. And if you just come around on this side, there you go. Excellent. Are we good? Everybody see us? Everybody good?
Yes.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Shannon, just take my picture. Take it. Wait, Lily, hold it. Hold my gift card. Wait,
We want a picture, we want a copy of that.
wait, I want to.
She dropped your dollar.
You did. Who said I was good?
Get them in the bag.
If I can get it through individuals that didn't get a certificate, you just wait after the council meeting and I'll get it. I'll done take quick. Doesn't take that long.
Item 5, which is going to be the ARC and the comprehensive plan update, and to authorize the mayor to execute all the documents for appointing ARC for the comprehensive plan update. Do I hear a motion to approve? So moved. Do I hear a second? Second.
Mr. Mayor, I would like to have this open to the discussion.
Okay.
So the information about this item was provided to the council at 4 p.m. today. And now it's 8 o'clock and we have been in the meeting since 6:30. So the council were given 2.5 an hour to go through the documents to vote. I don't know about other council members, but I am not able to be informed and ready to vote for something that is going to impact the city for years within 2.5 an hour. And I would like to know if my council members who are going to vote either support or not support this item tonight, if you are informed about this agreement.
Ms. Tran, we had a discussion during the work session. The Atlanta Regional
I
Commission
understand, but
is
when you
a
call for motion,
well-respected.
always open for a discussion. And in this circumstance, I have technical issue that the host would not let me in to the web after 7 o'clock. So I were not able to be in that discussion.
We can
And
have that
beyond
discussion now,
that,
Ms.
when
Tran.
a motion is called, after the first motion and second motion to open the discussion floor should be open for discussion.
We had the discussion in the work session. Okay?
I was, but you
I
are not,
understand.
this is,
I
the
understand.
Robert Rules of Order is that
To-
after the second motion is made, the discussion has to be open to the council
Well, the council has had a discussion.
before we enter into the voting section.
All right, Ms. Tran, do you
And
have
I'm
a specific
asking for
question?
opening a discussion section before we enter into the vote.
Okay. Floor is open for discussion. Do you have a comment?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So, like I already stated, the information about this agreement was provided to the council at 4 o'clock and the meeting started at 6:30. So the council will give them 2.5 hours, including the commute time from wherever its member was to be at the meeting. This was 2.5 hours before we needed to vote. So I am for sure, I'm not able to be informed to cast my vote. And I am asking my council members who are going to vote for this item tonight, if you are informed.
Let's assume that answer is yes, but let's go one step further. The Atlanta Regional Commission represents the 10 metro counties in Metro Atlanta, is a professional organization. Did the original comprehensive plan for the city of Morrow in 2018, which is required by law. This is a required 5-year update by the same people who would have put it together in the first place, with support from staff to be able to talk about what we've accomplished, what we're still working on. And they'll do it for free. Are there other questions, Ms. Tran?
I appreciate your input, Mr. Mayor. I did not ask you for the information. I am asking my council members if individual
And you
council
are
member
out of order,
is
Ms.
informed to vote.
We've first, we've had a second.
Mr.
Do I hear
Mayor,
a
the discussion will not close
motion to
yet
approve?
because I'm still.
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Still have not got the answer
Motion properly
for my
seconded.
question.
All those in favor say aye. Ms. Knight? Ms.
Mr.
Dean?
Mayor,
Mr.
our
Quinn?
order.
And Ms. Tran, would that be a yes or a no?
Mr. Mayor, we was the.
I'm going to assume that that would be a no, and motion carries.
Mr. Mayor,
We have, the
the
next
discussion
item
was not
is
finished yet,
going
Mr.
to
Mayor.
come from the executive session, which we have. We have 3 items. Item number 1, do I hear a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Motion properly seconded. All those in favor say aye. Ms. Knight?
Aye.
Mr. Quah?
Aye.
Ms. Dean?
Aye.
Ms. Tran?
Nay, I will not inform what is into the first item, the second item, or the third item at all. So I'm going to abstain my vote.
Motion carries. Item number 2 has come from the executive session. Do I hear a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Motion properly seconded. All those in favor say aye. Ms. Knight?
Aye.
Mr. Quah?
Aye.
Ms. Dean?
Aye.
Ms. Tran?
I'm abstaining my vote.
Motion carries. Based on the first 2 items having passed the city council, it is my pleasure to do number 3, which will be the swearing in of the new finance officer for the city of Morrow, Mr. R.J. Schmidt.
Yeah, that's kind of a joke. We're not really swearing him in. You just say congratulations and shake his hand. We're good. I didn't know that's giving him a little
I didn't know if they had to carry a gun now or not. Good. It has been a day. So, I don't think I should show you my mind's a little messed up too. Oh, that's good. Do I hear comments from the audience? And Ms. Lyon.
Thank you, young people, volunteers. You know, this is what gets a community going, when you go out and you learn how to work with the community. Not everybody, as you can see from tonight, tries to get along, but we overlook it. We go over there, we go forward, and I'm so proud that you have stepped forward and made those children, I mean, they were so happy, you know. So I thank you, council member, mayor, city manager. We ran out of candy, but but you know, it was a success. And for all the employees, they did a marvelous job. Thank you.
I do. Good evening, Mayor and Council. Congratulations to all of our students, a well-deserved reward. Thank you so much for making our community a wonderful place to live. And I just wanted to thank you all up there. It takes a cohesive mayor and council to make the things happen that you all make happen here in the city of Morrow. We are determined to make this new Buckhead. I'm very excited about what I saw on the screen. And I want to thank everyone that participated in our small community event at Brookwood Estates. I want to thank the fire department publicly for sending representation from there, and the Morrow Police Department, and all of you, you know, for your support in the past, present, and future. So I just want to say thank you, you know, to everyone.
Happy birthday, John Lample.
Thank you.
Hey, I think we should sing.
No.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear John. Happy birthday to you.
She's got a long memory. When she had her birthday not too long ago, I unfortunately participated, and a little bit of payback goes a long way.
I want to say thank you to all y'all that are here. I was at the thing, and the haunted house had one of the longer lines, and I understand a bunch of you were in it. You made the kids stay. If they're standing in line to get in a haunted house, that's great. The whole thing was good.
Sweet. Thank you. Comments from the council, Ms. Knight.
Just want to say thank you again to the volunteers and students. You're always welcome at a council meeting. We need young faces. We need young people to stand in the growing gap with regard to young leadership. We want you to be energized and encouraged that this is an opportunity that you can step into. It is possible. We're just regular neighbors who answer the call and want to do well for our community, and you can do the same. So volunteering is the first start, so I do appreciate you all's effort with making a successful event for the city. And again, just congratulations, Roger. And yeah, definitely. And always just want to say the sentiment. We're always thankful for our City Hall staff. You all do a phenomenal job every day keeping this group of people in line, informed, and ready to do the business for the city. So I just want to say thank you to the City Hall staff.
City of Morrow is known for a diversity city. I'm really happy to see all the faces showing today. And this is amazing. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes, congratulations, RJ.
Thank you.
You're gonna make us proud. And to all of the students that gave up their day to come and be a part of our city's events, you were fantastic, did a wonderful job. I must say, I was too afraid to go in the haunted house. Been there before, so, but you did an excellent job. I watched the faces of the people coming out, and I just wanted to say thank you, and this is what we need going forward, because the future belongs to you all. And this is part of being the beginning of that future. And do I see a Georgia peach on somebody's shirt back there?
They voted.
Is that your first time?
Good job, good job, awesome job.
Thank you so much, and to the staff, I know you worked tirelessly, you know, everybody did over and beyond, and thank you so much for everything that you all do on our behalf and behalf of the city. We appreciate you so much. Thank you.
Sometimes you just hear staff, or you hear, oh, Ms. Tran, I'm sorry. Ms. Tran?
Yes. Happy birthday, Mr. Mayor. And it was really touching me, sitting here, hearing the names of the volunteers being called for helping us with the city event. Since it has been a very long time starting of a Moon Festival community, that was the first time we got to put together over 100 of volunteers to build the community event. Now I'm emotional to see that now the city is starting to have getting more volunteers, especially the teenagers, to get involved into the city event. As a council member, I deeply appreciate your volunteer. The event couldn't happen without all of your help, and thank you so much for getting involved and dedicate your time, your effort to help us to build a great event. And I am looking forward to have the city to get more involvement the volunteer, local volunteer in the future events. But once again, thank you so much for your volunteer. And the second, the next comment that I have is that regarding about the open record request, a few things that you, when you aware of this, it makes you thinking, first of all, when the open records request, the custodian did not reach out to possible related person or members or parties related to that open records request in timely manner. As I know, for so far, the open the request were made on the Thursday before the week before the council meeting. So by the time of the Tuesday of the following week, it's already passed the 3-day time frame for the city to respond to the open records requester answer whether we have the information or how much time do we need to get the information, and that would cause a delay or maybe a frustration to the requester to access, to have the access to the open record. And the information about the sanitation, as the city staff got it done, and the city was the one who communicated with the contractor, the sanitation contractor, to request the credit and and for the city not having the data to provide to the open record requester, we would need to look at, we have to consider, we have to check on the quality control of the work. And the detail of the open records request was not provided to me at the time that were made. It was general open record request and asking about the filing and investigation. And I don't know, this one I don't know. The city attorney knew that she had seen the information. Instead of counseling the council or the possible member, that did not happen, and the council member will be sitting in an open meeting answering the discussion, but almost like interrogation. When the full information is not provided to the person who asked for the information, that is not right. And I hope that in the future, when something like that arise, we should be mindful that we would be mindful that the custodian would reach out to related party with the mindful that this is the time sensitive things and having proper access. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Trent. To the volunteers, you hear a lot of people talk, and action is sometimes a lot more complicated. We appreciate you taking your time to come out tonight. It's a small token of our appreciation, but what I can make a commitment to is the people up here will work with you to make this city even more dynamic in terms of that, because the participation, we could not have operated the haunted house without you. It was phenomenal. It really was. We had the VFW from 5080 that was back there as well. We had a number of other volunteer organizations. We owe a debt of gratitude to Dr. Baxter. It takes a little bit of leadership to pull these things together. It's not as simple as it sounds. But without the participation, it would have been a wholly different, matter, right? It'd be like walking into Party City or Spirit Halloween and you're just watching stuff hang on the walls. Whoever was the person that was crawling around on the floor, that was indeed creepy, whoever that was. And the fog machine really made it look like slow motion. And my daughter still has her fingernails, firmly imprinted in my wrist. So those were good things, and they had a good time. So sincerely appreciated. We have other things coming. We want you to enjoy yourself. This is not work, right? And we will be participatory in the events that you have as well. I promise. And hold us to that. That's how a community works. It doesn't have to be perfect. You can even see some of that tonight. The perfection was never guaranteed. The process is where we say, were you heard? And I think as you can say, with at least a reasonable amount of certainty, that we allowed you to be heard, or whoever is to be heard. And that is the process. And then after that, vote your conscience. For the people who have thanked me for my birthday today and put it on all kinds of boards, I will remember. And I will have a little bit of payback for that as it goes through. For whoever went through the effort to write things, thank you. But it does take a team. I know for a fact that I cannot do any of this. So when I look at the different people that are involved, each time somebody like that mentions that I can go out there and make 5 different people who did the work. So it's easy to sit here, but that's not necessarily how it should go. The award goes to the people who actually went out there and did the work, the staff, the team, the employees, the city itself, the citizens and volunteers. So greatly appreciated. I wish they could duplicate this by, you know, the thousands of people that really do the effort. So thank you very much. And we will call the meeting adjourned.